Okay, guys, so we're showing positions from like at the back, like dog position. But sometimes I'm not in dog position, or I start in dog position and he sits out and we're back, we're chest to back in a sitting position. And some guys, you can see like Marcelo Garcia, like in the very rare times that somebody gets his back, he likes to sit out. He's really good for me. He makes himself like a ball, and it's very difficult to finish from him or do anything because he's like almost on the offensive when he's sitting. So anyway, we're at the show position from, I want to be dog. I want to keep him in dog position, but if I am in back, if I do have his back in a sitting position, again, same principle. I don't want to be fighting him, like using my arms, using like my body, trying to get a position where I can choke. I want to pin him down. I want to pin his hip down. I want to get him in a position where I have an arm that's fairly free, where he's locked in, and I'm just using my arm trying to choke him. It's my arm against his neck, or it's my arm against like his head trying to fight me, and not my arm against his arm and his legs. He's peeling off my hooks. We're going left and right, and he's sitting out, or we'll go back on top. Guys, I don't want any of that. I want to keep him locked, like boom, you're stuck. And now that you're stuck, I'm going to go to work and dig in and like put my weight and my pressure on you, using my leverage, using my weight, using my advantage that I have in trying to get this choke. And I don't want to be using, I've said this a bunch of times, guys, but it's really important. If I'm using my arms, if I'm using my legs, if we're flipping back, if we're going back and forth, changing positions a lot, then I'm doing something wrong. Then it's going to be very difficult to sub a top level guy, especially in a choke, especially when you don't have him locked. Like, I mean, you just got to you caught him, just got lucky and caught him. For the most part, if you're moving, if there's space, you're not going to get a good level guy in a choke. Okay, so these submissions that we're using, these positions that we're using, we're locking him down. We're locking the opponent down before getting the submission. Position, my good friend Dennis Hallman used to say this, position before submission. Position before submission. If I go for submission first, you see those guys, yeah, it's great. That's like Japanese jiu-jitsu. You see those guys sometimes get some crazy cool looking submission. Oh my gosh, it looks so great. Highlight reel, all this stuff. The guy, that doesn't happen very often. It doesn't happen hardly ever. You don't hardly ever see that against the good guys, where they get caught in some crazy stuff. They just where some guy was out of position and bad, didn't have good position, and they caught a submission. It just hardly ever happens. So why play? I don't want to play low percentages. I want to put myself in the highest percentage position to finish the fight. And we're looking for, guys, don't get me wrong, guys, we're looking for submissions. We're not teaching this how to win 2-1, 3-0, stuff like that. We're trying to finish the fights. Okay? So, same as we're in. Back to back. Okay? So now, in this position, obviously there's no spiral ride. So I'm going to have to do the traditional. I'm going to do the traditional seatbelt. Okay? I'm doing the seatbelt right here, guys. And from the seat, guys, I always like having my choke hand being held by my opposite hand. My choke hand always being held by my opposite hand. And the reason for this, the primary reason for this is because it allows this hand to grab with, and if I can grab with this hand, then this hand's still free to choke. So that's the primary reason. The secondary reason is if this hand is on top, and this is my choke hand, he grabs it, grab my hand, there's no choke. He's blocked my choke. Okay? So if it's under, if this hand is on top, I'm protecting this hand, I'm protecting my choke hand from being grabbed. Okay, so now, from here, guys, he's in danger, okay? Because I'm not under both, we talked about this before. This, even though no danger, this is terrible position, he's gonna get out. Okay? For sure. Here, he's got to respect the fact that I have a seatbelt, I have a choke. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to choke. I'm going to go for a choke. Look, what is he going to do? He's going to block it for 100%. So when he does this, not my choke side, my opposite side, okay, I'm going to grab his wrist with my wrist. And then I'm going to grab my own wrist, not grab his wrist. If I do a 2-on-1, grab his wrist, now look, that, or he's going to grab my wrist here, and I got nothing. And he's just going to create some space here. Okay? So, I'm in a seatbelt. I'm blocking my choke hand. Okay? I go try to choke. He's blocking it. Now I'm using this wrist to grab this wrist, to grab his wrist. Now I'm going to grab my own wrist. Now I'm going to pull tight and watch what I do. This is a little detail, but it's really important. Watch what I do with my arms. I straighten my arms out. This puts him in a real uncomfortable position. It chokes him. It's not going to choke him, but it's choking him. Okay, it puts him in an uncomfortable position. And instead of this, okay, where he has his arm tight, now look at his arm. His arm's away from his body. Now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take him to one side. I'm going to take him to the right side and put in my left hook. I'm stretching him. And now I'm taking him to the left side and putting in my right hook. He can't block it because I've stretched him out. Now I got my points. We said we're not playing for points, but it's right there for me, so I'm going to take the points. And now, guys, I have the choke. Okay? Let's go here. Let's go over here. Right. Okay, again, guys. Okay, starting here, chest to chest, or chest to back. Okay, got the seatbelt. Okay, going to choke because otherwise he's not going to grab he might not grab my arms. If he grabs my arms, I can grab, but if I go for the choke, he's going to grab my arms. I grab his wrist with my opposite hand, not my choke hand, my opposite hand. I grab my own wrist. Now, this is really important. I pull, watch how I push out my arms. I lengthen my arms. Okay? Now, I'm going to take him right. I put in my left hook. I take him left. I put in my right hook. And now, I have the choke. Now look, guys. I'm stretching. I'm going to grab his shoulder with my choke hand. Look, I blocked this hand. This hand can't defend. He has this hand. He's got his right hand to defend with, but I've stretched him out. Remember, got my hooks in. I'm grabbing his shoulder, and now I'm walking with my fingers. I'm walking, so I get the choke tight. Okay. So let's go. Face this way. Again, guys, so got the seatbelt. Remember, my non-choke hand is protecting my choke hand. Okay? Look, I'm chest to back tight. Look, I'm pulling tight. Look at my head. Going to choke, he's blocking. I'm grabbing this wrist. Now I'm going to grab my own wrist. I'm extending my arms, which is really important. Okay? I'm going to go right. I'm pulling him back. Not just putting my hooks in. I'm extending him. Putting in my left hook. Now I'm going to the left. Look how extended he is. I'm putting in my right hook. Okay, I'm tight. Now I'm using my thighs to squeeze him. Yeah, he's tapping. It's uncomfortable. I'm squeezing here. It's another little detail, guys, to get this move. When he's thinking about the uncomfortableness, he's not thinking about where you're going to finish the move. So I'm squeezing. It's uncomfortable. Now watch my choke hand. I'm grabbing his shoulder. Grab. Boom. Quick, guys. Not this. Not here. I'm grabbing. Look. Boom. Got it. Once I got it, I got him set. Okay? Grab it. Now watch my fingers. Crawl. Guys, if I use my arm, it's not strong. He can pull back. If I use my fingers, Everything stays tight. Tight, tight, tight. I'm going for the choke. And guys, I'm using my legs to squeeze. Yeah, it's very, very important.